Hey, my Taurus babies, what's going on? This is EJ from Tarot to Tarot. No, I'm not at home. I am still on the road enjoying my vacation. This is going to be, let's see, today is the 22nd, so we are just getting ready to fall out of Mercury retrograde. So this is going to be for the next, let me just put it on Friday. So we're going to run from today to Friday. So to the 26th. That'll give me enough time to get home, get back to do the weekend update and next week's update. See what we got going on for my bull babies. Oh, hell. I can't use them all, universe. I can't use them all. All right, so front end of the overall energy is triumph. The back end is to stand your ground. Let's see what the challenge is. Challenge is authority. Transformation. Suffering in silence. Oh, come on, bulls. We can do better than that now. It looks like that's coming to an end, though. Those of you that have been trying to work through this energy and not complain about it, still dealing with psychic wounds, old hurts, trying to clear up the past, coming out of this Mercury retrograde. Some of you may have had encounters with exes, old lovers, ex-husbands, ex-wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, any and all of that. Come on, cards. All right. So, temptation. Then the solar plexus chakra, I can. Spiritual strength and movement choices and decisions. So this is giving me 6 days: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is going to take us right up to Sunday. So I don't know what day that is, but okay. We're going to work with that, what the date is. All right. Let's get the little cards on top. Triumph pulls the Eight of Swords. Painful memories and criticism. Two of Swords. Back in, stand your ground. Balance of passion. That's what that Two of Swords is talking about. But it's also, the Two of Swords is also about weighing your options, looking at decision making. And that's no mistake with the movement choices and decisions card down here at the bottom. Transformation pulls the Two of Pentacles. So there's progress. Hey. Suffering in silence pulls the Hangman. Change of perspective that leads to the new. The temptation pulls the Seven of Cups. Illusions, but also options. Seven talks about options. Choices you may have before you make any kind of decision. The solar plexus chakra, or the I can, pulls the Judgment card. So whatever decisions you're making, you've spent a lot of time dwelling on it, thinking about it, going over it, looking at all the angles. Oh, hell. Cards falling around. Everybody just got something to say. There's a Tower. On top of that, spiritual strength. 16. Yeah, so some of you, and the Knight of Wands. Making moves on top of the movement, choices, and decisions. So in all of this, what I see is that there's some decision making that needs to happen. Let's just pull that up right there. And you see the phoenix rising out the ashes. There you go. All of it related to transformation. So for the next handful of days, oh, I didn't pull one for the challenge. Let's see. That authority card. Authority is the number 4, which talks about stability. And just like I always say, you think of a table, it's got 4 legs. Chairs have 4 legs. That 4 is about the stability you're trying to maintain or obtain in your life. Let me see what card pops out for that one. Woo, the 7 of Swords. Good mercy. Your challenge this week and coming out of this Mercury retrograde, this is probably exactly what it is. Just know that you, yourself, provide your security. Nobody else. So if you're thinking you're going to hook up with boo-boo and they're going to foot the bill, probably not. Hence, here comes the deceit. So some of you may have met someone during the Mercury retrograde period or had a redo, a reboot during Mercury retrograde and like, oh, yes, sir, they're back. Well, yeah, not really. Because whatever promises have been laid out in the last month or so, and I'll go back as far as 2 months. So we go back to May, April, end of April, and now we're almost at the end of June. Anybody that's made any big time promises, oh baby, I'm coming to get you in the white horse and we're going to ride off in the sunset, probably not. Just know that you are the authority in your life. So if your intuition, I'm going to put this out here. If your intuition is telling you, oh no, hell no, run. Just run. The back of the 7 of Swords talks about intellectual theft. So you may have been dealing with somebody that was just trying to get close to you because they know you've got a good brain. You know how to think. You know how to make shit happen. And they just stole all the goodies. So you may see some of your writing, for those of you that write, or some of your music, if you into that, or clothes, whatever thing you put your hand to. If you let this person in on that, just know they're trying to steal it all. They're not really with you for you. That deceit. That's your challenge, to know and figure out who in your life is telling all the big fat lies. For the bigger section of you, this has already occurred. And so now you're going to probably have to backtrack and figure out who did the lying. We'll just put that out there. But that's your challenge, to separate yourself. And just know that if you are looking to someone to provide some security for you, and they done told you, oh yeah, baby, we're going to buy a house, we're going to get a car, or we're going to move to the hills, Beverly Hills. Yeah, no, they're full of shit, basically. And your challenge is just to stick to what you know. The solar plexus chakra is on the board. And in another deck, that will be the sunshine card. So understanding that this is about you and not them. Stand up in your own power. Do what you need to do. The promises that people are making ain't worth a damn. So just let that shit go. Your overall energy with the 8 of Swords on top of the Triumph. You know that there's success at the end of all this bullshit that we've been going through for the past, I'm going to just throw out there, 6 weeks. You know there's something good that's going to come out of this. However, that is not going to alleviate you from painful memories. Some of you dealing with exes. I'll just tell you what the card's looking like. Somebody that just swooped down and, jumped in. And this retro energy, because I'm looking at her back. So this may have been somebody from your past and they just came with, but it brought up a lot of shit. However, you're still going to be triumphant. Whatever anybody put you through, and this is the front end of your overall energy. You may be just in this energy like, oh, I can't believe I let her do this to me. Yeah, that's okay. Let this part go and focus on the triumph that you know is coming, that you know is yours, with or without whomever. That part. On the back end of your overall energy, the Two of Swords on top of the stand your ground. What I just say? You gotta balance out whatever's going on. My grandmother used to say this. The chaff from the wheat. So any of you that grew up in the country, you know you got to separate the chaff from the wheat. So you can get the wheat. And that's, here again, weeding out who's been lying, who's bullshitting, who's just showboating and talking a whole lot of hot air. The back end of your overall energy speaking to you, stand your ground. And you balance out your passion. You don't get carried away emotionally with whatever anybody else is talking about. Many of you may be feeling this, but you might not be able to actually articulate what the fuck it is. Like, I know I need to do something, I just can't figure it out. Well, here it is. Stand your ground, balance that emotional and mental shit out, and keep your shit moving. So looking at today's energy with the Two of Pentacles on top of the transformation, understanding that this transformation is a work in progress. It is not going to happen overnight. Sorry, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, damn, should have been here already. Ain't there yet. That's okay. Look at the things that you're juggling. And even though this is technically the last day of Mercury retrograde because we're coming out of it, it may be a few more days before you can clearly see how many balls you have up in the air. This could relate to job. This could relate to relationship. The message here is to understand the transformation is ongoing. You ain't reached your final destination just yet. But there are things, and this whole theme of getting the chaff from the wheat. What are you juggling that you don't need to juggle anymore? And there may be some things in your life where people are telling you, oh, you can't let this go, or you can't do this, or you can't do it. Nah, bullshit. Yes, you can. If it is not working to your better benefit, if it is not helping you be a better person, roll the fuck out. Drop one of them balls you juggling and keep moving. It may be painful. Come on back up here to this. It may hurt, but if it's not, why are you carrying a load that you don't need to carry? That don't even make good goddamn sense. Anyway, that's the message there. With the Hangman sitting on top of the suffering in silence, many of you who have been very patiently and very quietly just trying to work through not just the cosmos, but the planetary energy just floating around, eclipses and full moons and new moons and this, that, and the other. You got a full moon coming this Thursday. That I think will be the 24th. Your change in perspective, and this is major energy, puts the end to the suffering in silence. And that many of you have just been quietly just going through this shit. You may well already have a change of perspective, but there may be something going on this week that you've really been pondering, worrying about, wondering about. Something may happen this week that's going to offer up that change of perspective and make it a little easier for you to let go. But understand that change of perspective is going to put you, if you're not already on that path, and I saw the Hierophant while I was shuffling a little while ago in the deck. That change of perspective will end this, and it'll also provide the clarity that you need to let certain situations go, coming back to this Two of Pentacles. With the Seven of Cups sitting on top of the Temptation card, the illusions is really what's sticking out here. Usually, in a lot of other decks, the Seven of Cups is about all the options you may have. And you may have a lot of options, just saying. Whether it's work-related, you may have your pick of a promotion, what department you want to go to. Others of you may be seeking employment, just new employment at a new agency, organization. Don't get caught up in the illusions. We're still in that Neptune, Plutonian, oh my God, it's foggy outside, I can't see energy. And so some things, once again, seeing things for what they are really, 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 really worth to you and dropping it. If it's an illusion that you're hanging on to, looking at something for the potential that you see. Right now, we can't deal with potentials. You got to deal with actual facts. If it's a relationship that we're dealing with and you waiting on somebody, keyword they're waiting. If you're waiting on somebody to get their act together, you ain't got time for that. If they don't have it, again, painful. If they're not ready now, once again, your transformation is ongoing. It's on fucking going. If you ain't got time to sit around waiting on somebody to tie their shoes, or straighten their tie, fix their pants, button their shirt, put their jacket, you ain't time for all that. You past that. So anybody that's not coming or that you're feeling fuzzy about, maybe we'll just use that word, fuzzy. Maybe it's time to let that go. Sometimes we put our hope in the wrong people, places, and things, and we get to the end of something just to find out that it's a dead end and it's not going anywhere. So another theme here is really the universe asking you to take a good hard look at everything around you, especially in the decision-making process, and let the illusions go. Don't look at the potentiality of something. Look at the real hard facts. Either it's going or it's not. Is it worth it to spend another $1,500 on a car that's 20 years old? That's the example. It's that energy. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to get back into a relationship with somebody that you know was a ain't shit in the first place? Yeah, okay. You want to go back to that? And that's real talk. You know, sometimes we get hung up in the illusion. Well, if you just didn't do this, they would be all right. Well, if my job just had bullshit, you ain't got time. I'm telling you, all the time we had at the beginning of the year, patience and waiting and all that bullshit, that was the time to figure out some shit either need to get straightened out or not. Now it's time to go. So don't get caught up in the illusions or the hopefulness of some bullshit. Because bullshit comes with hope. I'm just saying. Keeping it real. The solar plexus with the judgment card on top. Everything out in the open. This is another major card. How many major cards we got on the damn board? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah. So this is big time. Again, getting that chafe away from the wheat. Sorting things in the right place. Putting things in the right place. Having the right perspective. Come on now. And getting it out there. Yes, I'm leaving you because you ain't shit. You ain't changed. Come on. Yes, I don't like this job because y'all don't pay enough. I know I'm hitting a real nerve on that one. But those are the types of decisions you need to get out in the light of day so that you can see clearly. And this week is about the fog kind of lifting and making a decision. There's some divine guidance and divine intervention here. So there may be some situations you really are not going to have to make the decision. It's going to happen. That part right there. People are going to be removed from your life one way or the other. You know, you may find out somebody that you really like getting ready to have a baby with somebody else, or they're moving, or they're leaving the country, or whatever the case may be. But getting all of that shit out there so you can make a good decision on what you can have, not them, what you can do. Coming back to this illusions thing, you know, because a lot of people right now, just speaking in real time, because of COVID, because of the economy, because of this, because of that, you know, they blowing smoke up your ass like it's Christmas time. Oh, everything is wonderful, and you get with me, it's going to be wonderful. Jobs are doing the same thing. You can't find enough people to fill positions. You read the papers just like I do, internet or whatever, listen to the news. Companies, businesses are having a hard time finding people to work for them. So they may be coming out the ass with all kind of shit. Oh, we're going to give you this, we get this. And then you get there and you ain't got nothing. So understand decisions, knowing your limits. What can you do? What can you have? What is good for you? Standing up in your own sun. Like I said, there's a divine note to this. Some of you, the decision has been made because people are being removed from your experience because they no longer serve their purpose, and the universe is tired of their ass, so the universe has put their foot in it. Go. So understanding that, which then brings us here, sitting on top of the spiritual strength. And let me just note that this is a number 9. So you're coming to the end of having to rely so much on, you know, Jesus, just take the wheel. And coming out of that energy a little bit and looking at the hidden causes that have caused some of this. Whether it's work, whether it's romantic, whether it's even social with friends, looking at the hidden causes. Because there's shakeup going on everywhere. And this is not going to be a one-hit wonder where, oh, today, had a, excuse me, Had a revelation. Yeah, no. This is going to be ongoing, going to keep going until shit is cleared up. And like I said, some of this is divine. It's another major card. Um, some of this is self-induced. You know, you're tired of dealing with situations. However it is, just know this is coming, but you're coming out of this phase where you felt like, you know, the only thing you could do was just pray or just meditate. You're coming out of that. And now you're beginning to put some of that into action. Boom. There's your Tower. You get to the end of this, the Page of Wands on top of the movement, choices, and decisions. The Page, the young energy in any deck. The Page is the younger person. Younger energy, not necessarily by age, just younger energy. Making moves. And many of you getting ready to fall into the thing of where you're getting ready to make moves and you're going to have to burn some shit down. Boop. That Tower. So you can be that phoenix coming out of the ashes. But definitely by the end of this week, the first part of next week, you will definitely be in the energy of making decisions. That's really what this whole reading has been about. Looking at things for what they really are and not attaching any illusions or crazy shit to it. Having a change of perspective, coming out of this suffering and silence and being all by yourself, that hermit type energy, and just going for it. And as you begin to move forward, you will see the new you. Looking back at the old you going, what the hell did I, what was I thinking? Had to go get my trusty dusty tarot cards. See what the universe has for you. Give me 5 cards, universe. I'm going to go big today. Give me 5 cards for Taurus. Advice, whatever they need to hear. At this point, 5 cards, please. It's 3. 2 more, universe. One more, please. This reading might actually be under 30 minutes. Who the hell knew? One more, universe. One more. There it is now. Boy, I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. Think twice before you do. So those of you, this is the message is very clear here. Those of you that are thinking about messing around with this one because they have just blown you over. And again, this could be work or romantic related. And they have just blown you over with the bullshit. And trust me, I get it because I've been blown over more than a few times with some bullshit. That right there. Think twice before you think about going backwards. And I'm going to say backwards because I'm looking at the ass end of this card. Think twice. Think twice. Once again, knowing that you are the authority on that. What's going to work for you, whatever your intuition is telling you. And I'm sure for some of you, your intuition is telling you to run and run now. So however that's resonating with you, think twice before you do. I want to try again. Some of you may have some exes. Maybe not even exes. For some of you, this may be situationships where, you know, you met somebody, you had a little bit of chemistry, you traded phone numbers, and then nothing. This person may have been afraid to get with you because you seem, and we're Tauruses, so we emit this kind of shit even when we fart. Come on. That you might be too much. Maybe initially they may have thought that you were more than they could handle. So they may be in this energy of I want to try again. Once again, I'm going to say the same thing. Be careful. Be careful. Just be careful. Double check. Think about, do some research. Sometimes, you can get online and plug somebody's name in. I don't know who I'm talking to, and find out some shit they ain't telling. I'm just saying. They may be married, and that might have been why it didn't work the first time, or maybe some legal trouble. Any of that is attached to this energy here. So if somebody starts that I want to try again, think twice before you do. There you go. Talking about that transformation. It won't happen overnight. I know I said that. This is an ongoing process. So anything that that you're trying to do, any goals that you have that you're trying to strive for, it's all about the transformation. It's not going to happen overnight. Just ain't. Just know that part. And I know a lot of you are impatient because you've been waiting forever and you don't want to wait no more. Put them on mute. So yeah, I know who this applies to. Put them on mute. They coming back from the past and they still talking that bullshit. Put them on mute. I think this is now a t-shirt slogan. I now have you on mute. Put them on mute. You don't have to entertain. And this is bringing me back here, the balance of passion on top of the stand your ground. You don't have to entertain some bullshit. You ain't trying to put them on mute. You don't have to. You don't have to, especially if it's a situation. And understand, the backside of this Two of Swords is about lies and deceit. So there's no mistakes here. Balancing that passion out, and yeah, you may have to put some folks on mute. You ain't trying to hear that bullshit no more. At the end of this, are you ready? That brings me down here to that movement, choices, and decisions, and making moves. Are you ready? Once again, universe ain't waiting. You ain't got your tie straight, or your bra on right, or your socks on, or your shoes ain't tied. Well, the universe is not waiting. It's not. It's going to put you right where you need to be, and it's going to move fast. So you need to be ready, and having a whole lot of excess bullshit ass baggage. That ain't it. My bull babies, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. I am back on my home ground with my family, and I've had a wonderful time. I'm headed back to the desert where it's so hot. I love y'all. See you soon. Bye.